Hi, I'm Greg,
And I'm Tammy.
and this is Postcards at Our Pace. And we're a retired couple that recently sold everything we had so that we could travel full time, along with our little dog Brody, who currently is crashed on the couch and probably not going to be involved in the video. We are currently in our Airbnb in Playa Caracol, Panama, where we will be staying for the next 6 weeks. Brody has a 40-day in-home quarantine that he has to sit through, so we're here until he finishes his quarantine.
So our friends and family asked us to document where we are and what we're doing. And so we thought it might be a good opportunity for us just to make some YouTube videos so that you can follow along. And then we also thought it might be interesting for you to understand why we decided to do retirement differently.
Tell you a little bit about ourselves. I'm a retired software engineer. I retired about a year ago, and I worked in the tech space in both software development and cybersecurity. And over the last year, I've been preparing for this trip, as well as writing some books and working on some Substack publications.
And I'm a retired educator and librarian, and we both had very fulfilling careers. So at 62, why chunk it all and basically start fresh? Why think about doing retirement differently? Well, to get the answer to that question, I'm going to turn it over to Greg.
So I've always been an explorer. I love seeing new places. We both do. We love experiencing new things and new cultures, and we've both always been lifelong learners. So the idea of traveling full time has always been a dream of mine. We've also seen what happens to people when they wait too long. Now, my father developed cancer early in his retirement, so they were not able to pursue a lot of their dreams for retirement. We've seen a lot of friends and acquaintances who have retired and then gotten ill or had circumstances occur that prevented them from doing the things that they'd always dreamed about doing. And so, while we had this opportunity and we're still young enough to go out and do the things that we enjoy doing, we thought maybe we should go ahead and take a chance on this. This has always been more my dream than Tammy's. I felt like the opportunity was here and we should take it.
Well, Greg definitely had to do some convincing to me. I was living my dream at the time. We built a new home about 8 years ago, and I finally had it decorated just the way that I wanted it. I always thought that I would work until I was 67. And so the idea of leaving everything when I loved it, I love our neighborhood, I love our church, I love our friends, that was a real struggle for me. But I also acknowledged the realities of our age and the fact that at 62, we were both still in, pretty good shape. We could still get around really well, and there are no guarantees in life. So if I pushed retirement forward to 67, would we still be in the same boat? Would I regret always not taking this chance? And so I decided, yeah, let's go ahead and do it.
But it's not the first time that we've ever done something big. So we were high school sweethearts, grew up in the Chicago area. We got married when we were 22. I had been working full time the last couple of years of school at a job that paid well, so we were able to save a lot of money. Well, not a lot. At the time, it was a lot of money to a couple of 22-year-olds. And so we used that money to leave Chicago and go out on our own. We had looked at Atlanta, Arizona, and there was also this television show on at the time called Dallas that some of you may remember it. It looked like an interesting city. Maybe they had some culture. There wasn't any snow, and that was our main motivation for leaving, was Tammy hated the snow.
Yes.
So we thought, well, let's go ahead and pack up and we'll move to the DFW area and see if we can make it work. And so we did that, and we've been there ever since.
It's hard to believe, but that was actually 40 years ago, almost to the day. And so we settled down, we raised our family, we made dear, dear friends. And we just lived fairly predictably over the last 40 years. But we've always had a little bit of wanderlust in us. We were fortunate enough to travel quite a bit because of Greg's work. And so every time we were at a new location, we would look at real estate listings and we would imagine ourselves living there and wonder if it could be a place that we could live long term. Once we even went on a ski trip with some friends and came back the proud new owners of our dream home. So this isn't completely out of the norm for us. If that resonates with you, if you're that kind of dreamer, drop us a note and tell us how that relates to your dreams as well.
But in spite of all that, convincing Tammy was not an easy thing to do. She's an extrovert. She can talk on the phone for hours. If I can get past 10 minutes, I'm doing pretty good. She's part of 4 or 5 different book clubs. She has friends. She loves her work, and she loves the house. Like she mentioned, she got it just the way that she liked it. And now I was asking her to get rid of all of that to chase this wild and crazy dream.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This was not an easy sell for Greg, and I was not a huge fan of this idea. I had lots of questions. And I also know that I like to have everything laid out, and I like to have plans on top of plans, redundancies on top of redundancies. So maybe that would be a good video for the future where we talk about how we navigated that piece of our marriage. But that was a real challenge for me.
But eventually, with the help of a lot of YouTube videos, some AI software, and some retirement planning software, I was able to convince her that, yes, we could do this and we could make it work and we could have a great adventure together here at this time in our life where we have the time and the opportunity and the health to still do it. So after talking to her about it, I managed to convince her, and she decided to indulge me and pursue this dream together.
So as Greg mentioned, we watched untold YouTube videos and hours of content creators. I would start the YouTube drip at about 8:30 in the evening and just let it run until I fell asleep. I was trying to convince myself, like, what would this life look like? I couldn't visualize it. And so with the help of people like John and Bev, with Finding Gina Marie, with Rick and Daphne, I was able to see people living this life, and I could start to visualize Greg and I traveling the world and doing this ourselves.
What makes us different compared to some of these other people that have been doing this for a while now? And what are we going to talk about that's different than what you're hearing on so many other channels? Well, I'll give you some background. So we thought we'd try and go ahead and do this, but a lot of people are doing it. So we thought, well, that's too easy. So let's also, while we're doing it, go ahead and get residency. So we went ahead and got residency in Panama, and we'll talk about getting residency. But there are still a lot of people doing that as well. So then we thought, well, that's too easy. There's plenty of people doing that. So why don't we bring the dog with us on this adventure? So we'll also talk about the difficulties and the challenges of bringing a little dog with you as you travel the world full time. And so we won't just be talking about, the places we go and the things we do, but we'll get into, what did we have to do to gain residency? What did we have to go through to get the dog so that he could come with us and so that he could travel, and what documentation was necessary? How did we manage to pack? How did we get rid of all of our things? And along the way, we'll talk about the places that we get to see and the beautiful views that we have when we get up every morning and sit and drink our coffee.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that was really important to me was, how do I keep my sense of me while we're traveling? Before we started this whole journey, my YouTube feed was filled with hair and nails and makeup and that kind of thing. And I still love those things. That's kind of a creative outlet for me. So how do I find those things all along the way? I mean, you can see my nails are done right now. And so it's like, how am I going to get my nails done as we travel around? And I didn't see a lot of content creators putting that kind of information out there. It was something I was looking for as I tried to visualize this life, and I just didn't see a lot of that out there. So we're going to share how I'm making hair, makeup, nails, and fashion all continue to work for me in our travels.
And as we create these videos, we'll be providing additional details through our Substack publication, which is, of course, Postcards at Our Pace, and you can find that on the Substack platform. We'll still use YouTube for the general overview, and we'll put links to all of the articles and everything in the YouTube videos. But we'll provide that additional information for you if you want to dig deeper into some of the things that we've done.
We hope you'll follow along on our journey. We are not huge Facebook and Instagram users, and it may be a skill that we need to develop. We want to know, how do you want us to communicate with you? What's easiest for you as far as finding out? And we're also curious about, what do you want to know about on our journey? We think some of the things we've mentioned previously are things that might be interesting and that are not already being talked about out there, but you might also just want to see the view out our window and, like Greg said, what we see while we're having our morning coffee in the morning, and we'd love to share that with you as well. We're curious about how often you'd like to hear from us. Our plan right now is to post a new video every week, but maybe there's a combination where we use a couple of different formats to give you some daily content, but also this. We just don't want to turn this into a new full-time job for either one of us. We're retired. So we just want to kind of keep you guys informed along the way.
So if you like what we've shared so far, if you want to follow along, please like and subscribe the videos. And again, in the comments, let us know what other information you'd like to hear. And we look forward to seeing you and hearing from you next week. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye. All right, take 327. And do it with our little dog, Brody, who is laying here on the couch and not looking like he's going to be wandering through the videos anytime soon.
No. We're currently in Playa Caracol.
Oh,
Did
right.
you talk about that?
Yeah.
So we're currently in Playa Caracol, Panama. What made us think, okay, yeah, let's do this differently? Well, I don't know.
You done with the flippy here? Hi, welcome to Postcards at Our Pace. I'm Greg.
And I'm Tammy.
And we're a retired couple that recently sold everything we had.
You wanted to follow the script.
Oh.
We're in the outline.
All right.
Shit. No, never mind.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Hi, along with our little dog, Brody. Oh, currently.
So I have no idea what my first thing is that I'm talking about. And we'll just wait till the teleprompter catches up, and then Greg can edit this out.
Because he's going to be doing a lot of editing.